Good morning from the north end of Boston. Nice sunny day here, and I have a few moments before I do my history tour. Bringing some people around and tell them about the north end and this, that, and the other. We live in very exciting times, and we have, for the last number of years, been living in a sort of a mass psychosis. It's no different than what happened in Salem in 1692. It's no different from a lot of mass psychoses that has been down through the centuries, like the South Sea Bubble and Tulip Mania and whatnot. The situation is that people will believe whatever they want to believe. I've noticed that down through history. And if you look at Western civilization today, you might draw a conclusion that all the Western countries seem to have leaders that have no interest in helping the people of the country whatsoever. They are focused on other issues completely redundant from the welfare of the people. Take for Ireland, for example. It's been overrun. It's in social decay. It's in decline. It's mental illness is rampant. Suicides is 500 a year. Young people have basically no hope of survival or a future whatsoever. So they just packing their bags and going to Australia. That's a sort of a way out, but it's a way out that will destroy Irish civilization. People have been doing that down through the centuries, but now it's not the small percentage, it's in droves. While all this is going on, other people are being brought in and they're being subsidized and they're given this, that, and the other. Sort of a psychological warfare against the Irish people. And you might say to yourself, well, why don't the leaders do something about it? Well, that's very simple. The leaders, such as they are, have no interest or affinity to Irishness whatsoever. They're just out for their paycheck at the end of the week and their pension and their promotions. Pay, pension, promotions. I heard somebody say those three words and I like alliteration, so I sort of says that's exactly what it is. Others are just bribed and compromised in other situations or whatever. Anybody that thinks that Simon Harris is worried about the Irish people is totally deluded. Same thing with England, same thing with France, same thing with Germany. It's all the same situations. The overriding consideration of all these people now, of course, is Ukraine. Ukraine is lost. It's as simple as that. Russia has won. Russia won that war about 3 weeks after it began, because the only way the West could have won that war is if the Russian government collapsed. If the Russian government did not collapse, there was no way in hell that Ukraine could have won the war, because there was no way in hell that Russia could have lost the war, because they've got nuclear weapons. They're not going to lose. Their only hope of the West was it to collapse. They have been playing a losing hand of cards now for 3.5 years, and it will continue at the expense of the poor Ukrainian people that have been killed left, right, and center. And it continues on. At the beginning of August, I put out a video saying that it was all over, the West was defeated, and I would double check back in a month later just to see how bad it was. Now that video is not the one I'm going to be doing today. I'm just talking about something different today, but the bottom line is the West is beaten, which maybe is a good thing. Now, when you're talking about the United States, we haven't had a president of the United States worried about the American people since Kennedy. It's as simple as that. All these other people are just imposters that have different agendas whatsoever. It's just too bad that the American people don't have the ability to see through the smoke and mirrors. That being the case, Donald Trump is to make a speech today. I suspect that his days are numbered, because he is just, his day is done. He's 79 years of age, he's in bad health. But more importantly, he is being shown to have absolutely zero influence in the world whatsoever. At the beginning of last month, he was going to bring a peace treaty and he's going to do this and end the war in Ukraine, etc., etc. That's all hocus pocus. You have the defeated side, mainly the Europeans and the Americans, and this other fool, Zelensky, trying to hash out a peace treaty, unaware, seemingly, that they have been beaten. Not include the people that's going to make the peace treaty are the Russians. They won the war. It's all over. So we're going to see some reality being introduced into this world very, very quickly. I made a video yesterday explaining about the bond market and how it works. I made that for a reason, because I expect The bond market is the barometer of the health of a nation, and I expect now today and tomorrow to see some serious distress in the financial markets, because the reality is the West is beaten, it is bankrupt, and the faith and credit has dissipated. So we will see. It would not surprise me at all today that if Trump came out at his news conference and says, I'm all done, I've got bad health or whatever. It would not surprise me if they introduced an article of Amendment 25 to actually remove him and replace him with Vance, the Vice President. Because the reality is, he is done. We have suffered the past 4 years with a president that was absolutely not there whatsoever. He was suffering from dementia. Anybody with a pair of eyes could see that this guy was just all gone. Yesterday I saw a video of him out someplace eating an ice cream. He had an ice cream cone. Somebody else gave him another ice cream cone. Now this guy has 2 ice cream cones, and this was the guy who's supposed to be the president of the U.S. Republic. No idea exactly where he was or what he was doing. Completely oblivious to reality whatsoever. And had not the debate happened and been a disaster, he could have been the guy with the nuclear codes. It's all a total farce. It's over. So let's see how this September plays out and batten down the hatches for some exciting times. So thank you for watching. I try to make these videos brief now because it's supposed to be just a brief video. Thank you.